Hello, I'm Professor Rad, and today we're going to talk about how we can use a calculator to evaluate a radical expression. So in the last video, we used some guess and check, but now let's see what happens if we have a radical that we can't do that for so easily. So for example, let's say I've got the third root of 2. So that would mean something times itself equals 2. And I don't think I'm going to guess this one because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, but 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and that's definitely bigger than the 2 on the inside. So it's going to be a decimal. It's going to be 1 point something. But I don't want to play around and try and figure that out. So I'm going to bring my friend the Casio FX300 ES Plus over here. And just like every calculator had its own way of doing exponents, each one's going to have its own way of doing radicals as well. Usually, the nth root button, or the radical button, is a shift and then your exponent button. So for example, on this calculator, notice how there's some like brownish or goldish writing above each button, and sometimes there's some red writing. You can access that by pressing either shift to get the gold writing or alpha to get the red writing on this calculator. So I'm interested in this symbol here. We've got a little box that we can enter our index for, and then another box where we can enter in our radicand. So I'm going to press shift, the exponent button, and notice on the screen, I have this little radical set up. So my index is 3. I'm going to type that in first. And then I can use my buttons here to move over. And now the blinking cursor is inside the radical. And we'll press a 2. Then if I want to move outside the radical, I can press the over button. And now I can hit equals. And we get 1.25992105. There you go. Now I'm going to do a little experiment. Bear with me here. Okay, that did nothing. Okay, now let's try this on the Casio if we're in line mode instead of math mode. So I'm going to press shift mode to change the format to line. And again, you don't have to do this. This is just as a way to different ways that some calculators might show things. This time, I'm going to type in the index first, and then I'm going to press Shift X squared, or X box, sorry. Notice now that the display is a little bit different. So if you have another calculator, I think like the TI-30X2S is going to display it something similarly like that. So now what this is saying is that 3 is standing in for the x. The 3 is the index, and our radicand is 2. Let's close up that parentheses and press equals. And notice that we now get the same answer. So you don't have to change the mode on your Casio calculator. You can keep it in whichever mode you like better. So if you like math mode better, keep it in that format. And if you like this mode better, keep it in this one. It's up to you. Let's look at a couple other calculators. So I'm going to bring in the TI-36X Pro. Maybe the calculator will focus on it, or the calculator, my goodness, camera will focus on it. Okay, and this one, notice above each number you have some blue writing, and you can access that blue writing using the second key. So I'm going to turn it on here. And to get my radical, I'm going to type the index in first. So I'm going to type in my 3. And to get this box root, I'm going to press second exponent button. And now notice it made that 3 little and kind of put it in the crook. So I can now enter in my big number, the 2. And to exit the underneath the radical, I'm going to press the over button, and then I can hit enter. And there we go. Now I want to see if this calculator will do something for me. Nope, it won't. It won't change it. So there we go. Ooh, although something interesting happened just now. So what I did is I pressed this button here. Okay, this button changes from like specific to approximate answer. And noticed after I pressed it, it made the number longer. So if I press that button, it'll show me more digits of that expression. Okay, let's take a look at another calculator. Bring my friend the graphing calculator here. And this one, just for funsies, is going to work even more different. So check it out. This was our exponent button, and we're now accustomed to, if I want to find an nth root, I use the second exponent or shift exponent. But notice above this exponent, we have this funny looking symbol. This is named pi, by the way, but that's not an nth root. This calculator has a totally different way of getting there. So to access an nth root on this calculator, we're going to start out by typing in the index, in this case 3. And now, fun times, to get the radical, I'm going to go to math. So there's a math button on this calculator. And notice option number 5 looks like what that other calculator looked like in line mode. It has an X and then a radical symbol. So you can either use the arrows to scroll down to 5, or you could just type in a number 5. But I'm scrolled down here now. I'm going to hit enter. And look, it made the little 3 up in the little crook. And now we've got the box here, so we can type in the 2. I'm going to use my arrow to exit the box and hit enter. And that's the same number that we've been getting. So on this calculator, we had to go all the way to math for it to do some math. All right, so here are a few for you to try. So use your own calculator and see if you can figure out each of these statements, whether they are true or false. Now, there are a few special exponent and radical expressions, and we're going to explore those in our last video for this section. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!